Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to a new episode of Tester Tech. And I see I hit 200 subscribers. So every subscriber, thanks a lot. It really means a lot to me. And let's push for a larger number even so I can spend more time on this channel and growing it. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. It helps me out a lot with this channel. Today I'm continuing with i3 Rising. Like I said in the previous video, I will look at the top bar, and in this video I will dive into polybar. So I'll take you along the journey, how to customize it, and I will start from scratch again. I will pop in a Fedora 37 i3 spin, and I'll show you the commands, and you will end up with something that looks like this. It's not obligated to watch my previous video, but it helps, I think, if you want to understand the basics. I'll have a link to it popping up. But yeah, without further ado, let's dig into the video. So guys, let's start from scratch again. This is a clean Fedora 37 installation. And this is the first time booting i3. And it asks me if I want to create a configuration. In my case, I do escape and I will download my own configuration from GitHub. So hitting escape there. The first thing we'll do is go to GitHub and then download the i3 config that I already have there. So let's open up a browser. Let's go to github.com/testertech. Repositories. And this is the one from the last video, Rise i3 from scratch. And I created a new one for this video, Rise i3 from scratch, dotfiles with polybar. So if you're just jumping along with this video for the first time, then I suggest you check out this repository. And there's some readme, real quick, some background about the repository, the theme. Like I mentioned, I will only supply hack theme. Alright, some fonts, so JetBrains Mono and Iozefka Nerd font. And I'll show you in the video how to get these two. And these are some optional files, probably won't need them, but maybe I will in the end. For example, XFCE is the desktop environment that's also included. At least some libraries are included, for example the terminal. Maybe I will need them for styling. This is also one for styling, Qt5CT and GTK3 to get a consistent style across all desktops. All right, so references. I got the original source actually are from Aditya Shakya. So this turns out he's one of the authors of Archcraft. So yeah, I think he knows his stuff in that regard. So he made some polybar themes, and I saw some YouTube clip from Roseanne Podell, and that's why I said, well, that's interesting. So I dive into the clip, and I found that the themes he was using are from Aditya. So that's why I reference these two, and of course the Fedora i3 spin. So this is Fedora 37, and like I said, it's a clean install, so let's get cracking. Open up a terminal, and I think what I'll do is just create a dir, make dir git, and make a just make a dir dotfiles, and then I'll put these files in here. So what I'll do is copy this whole repository. Maybe I don't have git. We'll see. Git not found. Yeah. Sudo dnf install. So let's install software I do need. Git neovim, and yeah, that's for now. That's done. And let's try that command again. So that is done. Let's cd into this directory. And it could be that you already have these kind of directories present. But for now, I will just copy recursively config. So before I do the copy command, let me show what's in there. So in config, there are two subdirectories. One is i3, and maybe you already have it. So if you already have it, then I'll suggest not to copy this config file, right? So just copy the other one. So the polybar hack, and this is the whole directory structure. I see I'm missing a file. Let me quickly put that on. So that file should be present now. Let's refresh. Let's see here, polybar launch. So we have the launch sh, and then we have hack, that's the theme, and we also have a launch in there. So 2 launch files. But I will launch it using this one. Okay. So I'll copy config to git dotfiles. So let's create the symlink, linking the config. Before we do that, who am I? But I am demo, as you can also see here. Demo. Your username is probably different. So and vim into config. So you see here on this line, my home directory, home, is home demo. You'll need to change this to your own home directory. That's one thing. All right. So create a link. Source is home. Demo. Git dotfiles. Config. Tree config. Destination is home. Config. Tree config. Okay, that should be the proper one. Let's see it, and this looks good. So if we exit i3, it will trigger something, and polybar is not installed. So let's install polybar. Polybar. There you go. Okay, polybar is installed now. And let's open up Fedora. So the config i3 I discussed. The polybar config is here. Hack. So we also need to make some symlinks to this one. So linking home demo dotfiles git dotfiles config polybar. Let's wait with that one. Okay, let's first exit i3 to reload the new config. Oh, there's an error. Show errors. Gaps. Let's search for gaps. There you have it. Let's install it. Sudo dnf install i3 gaps. It will be merged in the future. And problem with installed package, of course. Let's add allow erasing. Allow erasing. Removing these. So this terminal, it's a weak dependency on gaps. So that's annoying, but we can easily revert back to the XFCE terminal. But that explains the default behavior. So now we have that one, and let's close this one. Exit i3. Okay, now I'm back in i3, and yeah, this is the correct terminal. That's good. And let's go. There's nothing launching here. So let's open up a terminal and zoom in a little bit. And go to the config. And vim. So let's first set up a couple of aliases. Bash rc. I will put them here for now. Okay, let's source this bash rc. And i3conf. So we talked about the home demo. The log is also here. Audio, stuff like that, and navigation. So the first one is this. So bind sim at alt tab, rofi, and it will reference this config polybar hack scripts rofi launcher. Okay, so this copy, open up a new one. We must reference git dotfiles config polybar 2 config polybar. Let's see if this works. So I created an alias home config polybar 2 home dotfiles config polybar. That's actually a folder. Let's see if that works. And I also see rofi is not installed here. So let's see if it's on DNF. And rofi is the top one. So sudo DNF install rofi. Okay, so that should also work then. XFCE terminal, that's the one you see here, help about. It's good. Firefox, yes. And then here we have mod D. So it will do config polybar hack launcher .sh. So this one, it's a shell script. So let's open it in Vim. Oops. There you go. So it does rofi again, no config, no lazy grab, drun. So it's rofi drun actually. And the theme is config polybar hack scripts. Yeah, so it references some rofi launcher scripts. And this launcher, we need to launch polybar, right? So let's just do that. Let's launch polybar. Config polybar launch hack. But launch should also work. So let's +x config polybar launch. This was the repository. Git pull. So this is the launch. Let's copy launch to home. Config polybar. All right, let's go back history. I was trying to do this one. It does indeed work. And now let's launch it. So dash theme. Hack is the theme. Let's see. All right, so now we got some kind of bar at the top already. That's cool. And also a bar at the bottom. Here the network manager is over there and you can right click it. So connecting to Wi-Fi is very easy. I think this already is a big improvement and we have it running now. But you will see some errors. So disabling temperature, disabling speed and disabling battery. And that's because these configs, these modules are device specific. So you need to go into there and change the values accordingly. But yeah, for basic configuration, this is already nice to have. Let's do Alt Tab. You see here, the rofi is also working. So rofi Alt Tab is this one. Okay, and let's hit Mod D, and you see all my programs are in here as well. So already pretty nice. Let's go through the i3 config, but I think we don't have to change that much. And here you see some auto starts. So the previous video I used fe, and that should already be installed. Fe, as you can see, fe warning. So that's functioning, and we can just, if we had pictures, wallpapers here, then we cycle the wallpapers. All right, so so execute config polybar launch, and we just did it, so that should work. And then we have flatpak run com github hlock copy q. Copy q is a very handy command. I use it a lot. And that's a flatpak, so we can install it. And nmapplet is already here, so that should work as well. We have the gaps, as you can also see, gaps here. And some i3 specific tweaks. So volume control. Is this the sound? Yeah, this is the sound. If you right click here, then this is popping out now. So that's cool already, of course. And yeah, the floating enable, I showed you that in the last video. It is already floating here. Let's quit it. So some other tweaks, for example, Chromium, Firefox, those are titles. And here we have some colors. So this is actually the color you see here, the green, and you can change it if you want. So this is the tweaks of this window title bars. Let's get these fonts and let's get these icons up and running, and then we can check the whole configuration and layout. Let's quit this. Quit this too. So first the fonts. Tunar. This is a file manager. It's a proper one, I think. So it's a good one to use. Git. So this you already saw. This readme. Open up full screen. Zoom in a little bit. So the fonts, JetBrains Mono, you can do that on Fedora with DNF. Let's do that. Okay. And then the second one is you can download that from GitHub. User is Ryan Oasis. So let's do that. Open up a browser. So he or her patched some nerd fonts. patch fonts. And this one. And let's check back. So yeah, it's just the EOSFK nerd font. So I think just a regular then. Let's go to this one. And let's medium regular. Complete. So EOSFK nerd font complete TTF. Let's grab that one. Download. All right. Let's go to this. Let's move that window to 3. And let's go to local share. Right in the directory. Fonts. A new window. Downloads. Downloads. Paste it in there. And let's hit this command here. Copy. So to refresh the font cache, it's refreshed. Now we have the fonts now, and let's exit there, and let's launch the polybar. So let's config polybar launch. Now it shows more icons, as you can see here. This one, this one, this one. So yeah, that is looking okay. So let's fix these errors, right? Disabling module temperature. Let's go into there. And let's use Vim. Vim into config polybar. Okay, and the launch we discussed it. Hack about that. Disregard that. Bars, modules. So bars is this one and that one are bars, of course. And we have some integrated modules and also some user modules. So let's first show you this one. So, but this is a module as well. So it was a little bit confusing in the beginning. But in the end, if you get the hang of these files, it makes sense. I think this is okay and we don't need to change it. And let's go to the next one. Brightness. It was complaining indeed about this, right? Let's get back to the error we just saw. Launch it again. So module temperature. That was the error. Brightness. That's not the one. So I think then brightness. Where is it? Yeah, this is the brightness here. And I think it should work then. Oh, let me check. Yeah. So I see I've hit a button on my laptop. You don't see it on camera, but it does work. Okay, that's nice. Temperature. Scroll down. Battery. We do have a battery here. And yeah, there is no battery in that laptop. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I just have it plugged in and battery was dead. So let's go to the next one. CPU. No errors there. This here below, left below is the CPU. File system. This is the file system here. So 3 gigabytes of 83. And you can change it if you want here. So used total. So let's say you want to change it. Let's say you want to change it to something like amount free. So label mounted and just total free. Oh, let's do it better. Of total. So write it. Here you see 78 gigabytes free of 83 gigabytes. So you can do it like you want. And the slider will also increase to the right if you have more disk space used. All right. Memory, and that's this one. So you can do the tags and change it if you want, but yeah, I'm not that bothered about that. MDP, I don't use it, but yeah, it's for playing multimedia. Let's go check the config. So you see here bars is being included, and modules and user modules and colors. See the fonts. Yeah, so here's where you specify the bar top. So the main one, inherited. And some border here, the little stripe you see here, the little line here you see, is the color primary. And let's quickly get colors in there as well. So these are the colors. And primary is here. Yeah. Config, back to that one. So you here see i3, 1, 2, 3 desktops, and separator. It's just a blank space. Center is the title, dus this one. And date is here. So you can click the date, of course. So you see the time zone. It's a PM, AM. It's an American format. And here on the model right, you see the keyboard, the volume, the battery. Like I said, it is dead, so it's not showing the brightness. And the sys menu. And this one is if you click it. Sometimes you need to click a couple of times. Yeah, so you really need to click it properly, but you can then log, sleep, log out, stuff like that. So the sys menu. And bottom, this below, I already gone, CPU, memory, file system. So this file system bar is this one. Temperature, and that one was not showing yet. Center is empty, and on the right you see speed and then the separator. So we need to look at these two modules, so temperature and speed. So it's plugged into a wireless card. It's plugged into a network cable. So we do have the wired connection. Speed interface is WLAN. Let's check if that's actually the case. IP add. It's called this ENO1. It's updated. Right. Okay. Go here. Launch it. Now you'll see here the speed is there. But I think if you normally will have the WLAN here, SSID you have printed here, but I'm just showing this for demonstration. Temperature is one that's still not working. Let's go. Let's search for temperature. No. And I think it's in modules. Temperature. All right, so was very cool about these config files, then you can look at the comments here. So because my hardware path, this is very device specific, right? So this is not working. Let's comment it out and let's grab this command here. Copy. Let's run that one. So you see here in my system, you see here a couple of temperatures, and probably I will need to do this one, right? Core temp. So let's copy that one. And let's put it in the file here. So remove this whole thing, paste it in there. And let's see if there's some change. And yeah, so now you see here the temperature is also being shown, and it updates it nicely. So 48, hovering around 50, I think. So the one thing that doesn't show is the battery, but that's because the battery is actually dead on this laptop. So I think this is sufficient for now. And the user modules, real quick. So there are some scripts provided, but I don't actually use those. So the first is to check if you have like a connection to a network, if it's online or not. And then for updates, so how many updates you still have. So it will run that script. And then something to do with some custom text here. Okay, it's a launcher. So you will have here an icon. And that is a nice one. A system menu, that's just this one there. The power menu.sh. All right. So there's also some color switch. It was here. If you have several colors, you could switch between colors. Separator, some other links like Google, GitHub, Reddit, stuff like that. So the power menu, I just mentioned it. So that's it for this one. So it could be interesting maybe to look at it. And the scripts are in here. So the color switch, yeah, maybe I'll clean it up a little bit, but on the other hand, it doesn't hurt to leave them in there. And here you have the rofi. So for example, Alt Tab is the rofi menu, right? So it's already in here. So guys, I just wanted to show you one possible result of a little bit more tinkering. So what I did, I picked this wallpaper and I just picked some colors of it. I picked the palette basically and just tuned it. Yeah, that was more in line with the wallpaper, and this is the end result. So I think it looks really nice. And yeah, so you have here the launcher. So that's the same as hitting Mod D. And this is my workspaces. So you see one is terminal. And if you go to 2, for example, then you launch the browser here. So it now gives the title here. And if you have a new one, it shows just desktop. That's the blank title. Call it like that. Here's the date and time. Date and time is here. Keyboard, if you, for example, do caps lock, you see it toggling right there. Let's go to this one. So the battery, it's now full and it's charging. If you unplug it, it will show a different animation of discharging. Volume here and brightness here, and this is the power menu. I also showed you that before. Here's CPU, same. RAM is the same. The disk space, you see, it's also the same. But yeah, it shows 50% free. The temperature and the wireless network here, and also the network manager and the copy queue are here. That's pretty nice, I think. So also the terminal is changed and it's a little bit less distracting. If you open up a new one, you will see a very brief animation as well. That's due to PyCom being used. So that's cool as well. And let me show you the config files. So config and then polybar. So this is the same hack. And let me show the colors first. So these are the colors. Yeah, so the background, and I also did background alt. It's a slight variation of the background that's already there. Foreground, primary, and yeah, it's all colors being shown here. If, for example, if the temperature goes higher, it will change to a different color. It will change to red or some other color. I can show you that at the volume level. So if I boost up the volume, go higher and higher, let's see. Yeah, it's very difficult to see, but there is a slight change in the color. It's not that clear, but yeah, it's a different color. Maybe you can, for yourself, make it a little bit more distinct. That's one. And yeah, for the rest, I'm just using the modules, and I checked out each one of them. For me, the most important one is to align the colors because the original theme had a lot of different colors, and I didn't like that. It was a little bit too busy. And but you can maybe also see the bar itself. If you hover over it, goes solid, and if you hover back, it will be transparent again, like you maybe see. The same goes for this one. So that's also a setting, and I think it is in config, and I think it's 0.8. Yeah, so that's a dim value, as you can see here. So the bar top, dim value 0.8, and here bar left. Oh, that's an experiment. I wanted to do a left bar, but it didn't work. But the bar bottom has the same, and the dim value is here. So yeah, this is, with a little bit more tweaking, you can create something like this. I think, yeah, it's a very nice, nice productive layout. And I would say happy hacking, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye. And that's it for another video. I hope you liked it and maybe learned something new. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.